Alrighty. Live. We should be live. Hello. I've got to shoot out a Discord message. Going live at everyone. That should work as soon as I get confirmation. Looks like we're live. I'll pause that. Send now. Alrighty, Roo. Today we're live, playing some Call of Duty Vanguard. This was the most voted on the last poll that I put out. So I put out a poll probably, I don't know, a few days ago, asking what older Call of Duty game that y'all wanted me to play next, because I want to get back to playing these. Oh no, I don't have audio still. Dang it. Oh, I do. It's just really low. Okay, that's interesting. I wonder if that's a setting that I have going on here. No, everything's maxed. I guess once we get started, let me know if volume's really low. Anyway, though, I posted a poll on my community tab asking what older Call of Duty game y'all wanted me to play next in our ongoing series here. On it, I think, was Ghosts, BO4, and this game. This game won by a huge margin. I think like 700 of y'all voted on that poll, which is insane. And Vanguard won. Didn't want Vanguard to win. To be honest, I wanted Ghosts to win, which is why I'm happy that right now on this stream, if you're watching, I'm holding another poll for the next game, and right now Ghosts is winning. So I'm glad to see that. Still very early, though. These are all, votes from before we were actually live. What's going on, Godorokos? It's me, Alvin, on a Monday stream. I realized that weekend streams apparently aren't for me. So next best thing is a Monday stream, I guess. Yeah, this is really weird that I cannot hear audio. Oh, I can, but it's so quiet. It's so quiet. Shoot. There isn't a... This game doesn't have a firing range, does it? That I can go in and I can just test quickly what gunfire sounds like. Well, I mean, immediately off the bat, not gonna lie. So I haven't actually launched this game before. I launched it, but only went to the title screen. The UI is such a sight for sore eyes, man. It's the tabs are left aligned. They're even loading right away. When I go over to the store, I'm not getting stuck. The featured playlist here is very, very nice. Will you even be able to play Ghost? I should be able to. It was PS4. And so I'll probably have to break out a PS4, but I think I can do it. Yeah, no, UI immediately. Oh my god, this is so much better. This is great. I don't know what I want to jump into first. I guess I'm going to load up a private match. I just want to take a look at the maps. 27 maps. That's a pretty decent amount. Not going to lie. Ooh, yeah, we got Beheaded. This was I think it was the last or one of the last. Was Ghost PS4? It was. It was the first game on PS4. The first COD game, obviously. So, yeah. What turned me off of Vanguard more than anything early on was two things. Weapon grind and the map pool being bugged at launch. Oh, was it bugged at launch? I don't remember that about the map pool. But, yeah, no, the weapon grind, I'll get into it in a second. Yeah, the weapon grind was by far the worst part about this game, in my opinion. Berlin was a fun one. It was really, I think, only available in higher combat pacing, so I didn't play it too much. Oh, yeah, Bocage. I feel like when I think of maps in this game, I think of Bocage. It's very, very, just like standard map. Casablanca's DLC, Castle, of course, from World War II. Oh, Das House, their answer to Shipment before they just brought Shipment in anyway. Decoy was kind of fun. Damansk was one of my favorites. Desert Siege I hated. Oh my god, I hate Desert Siege. I don't remember Desolation at all. I think that's a... I'm just now realizing, you guys can't even see the I want to put this over here for now. Desolation, I think, was a DLC map. I don't recognize it. Dome is World War II Dome. Or, I'm sorry, not World War II. World at War Dome. Eagle's Nest was solid. Fortress, don't remember. I think that was a DLC. Gavutu, I feel is one of the more solid ones. Gondolo's DLC. Hotel Royale, I love-hate relationship. Mayhem was solid. Mayhem was another one of those teeny tiny boxes. Teeny tiny murder box maps. Numa Numa was solid. Oasis I thought was solid. Paradise was DLC and was solid. Radar is just Dome, but in this game. Red Star I remember being massive. Shipment, of course. Sphere, don't remember. Subpens. I thought Subpens was pretty good. Tuscan was pretty good. And USS Texas doesn't need to exist. Should not have come back. So that was my very quick review of the maps, I guess. What I'm going to do, though, I'm going to load up a game super fast so I can just test to see if this audio is working here. Happy Monday to you as well, GT. Weapon grind feels worse in MWT than Vanguard to me. Really? I can't relate to that at all. The fact that in this game, every gun had like 70 levels. Am I on the right account? I don't have these leveled up like at all. Maybe I just never used those specific guns. But yeah, like every gun had like 70 levels you had to grind through. It was just a slog. And at least with the other one, at least with MW2, you get attachments that apply to every gun. I can't tell. Oh, that's why. Yeah, I'm literally not getting audio. Right now, this is just being fed to me through something else. You guys can hear the gunshots, right? Like if I talk and speak, I hope it's coming through. If only there were accurate tours so you can learn the maps. There were like 2. We made 2 for this year. I'm gonna try that quick. They quintuple XP for months straight. That was true. For what it's worth, they did have a lot of double XP, but it was very much like I don't know. It's very, very needed. Let me know if that audio is mixed okay. Something really, really strange is happening right now, and I might not be able to fix it until after this stream here. But it should only affect me, I hope. Hold on. Where's my... Yeah, the waves look like they're coming through fine. Yeah, alright. I'll just have to deal with that then. Oh, man. This map started... Like, the storm was so much worse during the beta. Oh, my God. I never realized that they under... It's kind of quiet? Okay, perfect. I can raise it. A little bit louder now, hopefully. Yeah, I didn't realize that in the beta it was so much worse than this storm-wise. I didn't realize that they tamped it down so much. That's actually kind of fucking crazy. Also, wow, you move so much faster. Do I have the same FOV as usual? Yeah, 105. Immediately, I am noticing. Yeah, the movement is so much faster in this game. Holy shit. Besides sliding, it feels like I can't come out a slide quite as easily. That's cool. Okay, interesting. Leave game. We nerfed the sun. Was this map, if I remember correctly? Oh shit, was that from this map? I remember that meme, but I couldn't remember which map it was. Okay, so playlist wise, oh here we can do quick play. There's a decent amount of options there. Got oldies but goodies, overclocked mosh pit. I have heard overclocked is very good. Overclocked is like, basically you have not double health. I think 150 health. Small map mayhem might be good. All blitz could be fun. Arms race I remember was really fucking fun, and I was kind of mad that they didn't like expand on it at all. And then Champion Hill rather. I might give Champion Hill a shot just so I get the full experience. For now, though, I'm going to swap into... Oh, no, those are only remastered maps, though. Give me Blitz. Let's do that one. I got to catch up a little bit here on chat while I was dealing with those technical issues. Yeah, you'd only get like, oh, interesting. Yeah, I don't remember fully the whole map issue. It was all a fever dream. This whole game was just a big fever dream to me. Warzone integration is a significant reason why these games feel compromised. Yeah, I think so. I think the whole Warzone era leads to a lot of the games feeling like an afterthought at times, for sure. Watching paint dry is more interesting than playing a certain video game. Something is wrong. Man, I'm gonna be honest. My memories of Vanguard are that I thought it was pretty alright. I thought I had the same kind of feeling, excuse me, as Cold War, in that it just felt boring. Like, which I guess is kind of what you're saying. But a lot of people say that's like the worst game ever. Nikita AVT. All right, I haven't seen these classes in 20 years, or 20 weeks, depending on who you ask, I guess. This is actually insane how fast you move. Oh my god. So I literally just came off of playing MW2. I recorded a video just before this. Ooh, Sawtooth. Oh, there's a guy right there. This feels so loose. This is so loose compared to MW2. This is incredible. What? But yeah, I just recorded a video in MW2, so like my hands are used to that now. It really is just like something about firing just feels so easy. Oh, kills are not satisfying at all though. I will say that much. It feels like I'm just mowing down zombies. Speaking of, actually, maybe we should play zombies in a little bit. See what that game mode turned into. I don't know this map at all. I'm just sprinting into the fucking middle. Oh, it's Bullwinkle. Where's Rocky? That was the old man. That was the most old man joke I've ever made. Both in delivery and premise. Wow! There is no recoil. I mean, granted, this is a gun I probably built for this. But yeah. Are you open to other people joining? Yeah, if you want. My gamer tag should be the same. If you want to jump in my lobby, go for it. I can put it on screen here in a bit. Can you go in here? Yeah, you can. So I only played this map in private matches, like once when it first dropped. I haven't actually played a game on this. On this map in a completely World War II shooter. You guys remember when the Axis invaded New York and chopped the Statue of Liberty's head off? I played Vanguard with the Garand in 1911. They weren't meta guns, and I killed nonstop. Oh, got killed nonstop. I liked it better than using the best guns. Yeah, sometimes it's like it gets boring just using the meta weapons. Like, oh, you can't go up there. I forget who said it way back in the day. Some YouTuber. It might have been Woody's gamertag, maybe. Who said, like, if you want a COD game to be boring, like if you want to burn out on whatever the game is, then only use your favorite weapon constantly. Like, just playing, like the entire year with only the AK-74U or whatever the hell makes the game so boring. But if you, oh, you can mount. But if you mix it up, if you know, do some different challenges and stuff, then that is kind of what makes it interesting, makes it last. And I agree with that, I think. I say as I use what is probably like the meta build right now, because it's on my class. Oh! I will say, visibility is a little bit, like, I can't fully, it might just be this map, but I feel like it's hard to see where people are if it wasn't for the name tags. Played a bit of Jedi Survivor today, but I had to turn it down to 1080 on my 3080. Still fun, though. Is it still having a ton of issues, Jedi Survivor? I remember the PC port was awful as of a few weeks ago. Yeah, this is just so... God, it feels like I'm not playing a game. I don't know why. Like I'm going like there's zero recoil on this shit. Hold on. All right, man. That's me not controlling the recoil. Now, granted, I was very, very close. Hold on. This is a little bit further away. Okay, all right, there's a little bit of recoil. But, man, that is a tight spread for 45 rounds. Dear God. This thing is a monster. Oh. Yeah, like, I almost missed that guy. Like, it's hard to see. At least on this map. Oh, I was looking somewhere else. Just more came out of the, from behind the clown car there. Oops. Oh yeah, they have a perk or something where when you shoot someone, you become spotted, right? Yeah, it just happened to me. I really do feel like this... The gunplay feels... like almost too smooth. No. We're just in a corner. This... I mean, I guess it's the time period. This corner here reminds me of Shadows of Evil so much. Also, how many... It's 10v10 right now. Okay. So what else about this right now? So, first of all, movement. I've never been one of those, like, movement... you know, pros, quote unquote. And I've also not been one of those people who, like, really is like, MW2 movement sucks, blah, blah, blah. But man, I'm starting to come around to it. Like, this feels so responsive. So that's a big thing. The other plus I think that Vanguard had going for it is tactical pacing. Right now we're on 10v10 on this map. We could also, depending on the pacing that I hit, we could also be playing 6v6, or I think this is also probably the middle one. You might also be able to do 12v12. That was another huge plus that I wish got carried over, and I hope gets carried over into MW3. We lost! Those are kind of the two... My two big takeaways from that game, at least. As far as what's good. Yeah, the judder is real. Uh-oh. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's only been a few weeks, right, for that game to fix what they gotta fix. I know just the video for you, if you want to fix that issue. Wait, what? Oh, you're talking about probably the weapon changing, yeah. Oh my god, I forgot about the winner's circle and the MVP. Yeah, you got it, man. Most eliminations in TDM. For sure. My picture just cut out over here. So I might be having more technical difficulties. Never played this map. This is just better Piccadilly Circus. Maybe. Yeah, I got you, go to Rikos. Okay, yeah, I have to fix this. Here. You know what? I'm going to band-aid the hell out of this quick. I'm going to put you here and you here. And hopefully that just feeds straight through. You can still see it. That's good. Yeah. Something's going on, so I just removed it. I can show you exactly what's happening. I have this special box here that splits audio from HDMI into my headset here, my headphones, my earphones. That's just been failing half the time. And when it fails, it'll cut my audio, or it'll cut, or it'll cut my actual video. So, my video or my audio. So, that's what keeps happening. But it's like on the line after the Elgato, which gets fed to OBS. So, yeah, you guys should never be affected by that stuff. It's always me. We love our pass-throughs. Man, sometimes I just want tech to work, man. I think there was a way to skip the MVP screen where you have to pause and join someone's games. It got fixed later on. Oh, interesting. Yeah. I remember if you loaded up the scoreboard, I think you would skip the animation or something like that. Let's see. I'm gonna check on. Let's check on this poll real quick. Call of Duty Ghosts still winning 48% on the next game that we should do. That's still a sizable lead. Ghost is the one that I want to play. BO4 is the next highest. That's interesting. I'm also realizing I didn't put any like of the Golden Age CODs on here. I feel like the Golden Age CODs would win immediately if like it was going up against BO2 or some shit up here. We'll hit those eventually though. If you haven't voted, go ahead and vote in the poll. It should be pinned to the top of chat right now. All right, let's go. I'm gonna look through my weapons and all that. So, yeah, I didn't even use half of these guns. If it's only level, how do I even know? Oh, wait, unlocks. Yeah. So the biggest problem I had with this game was the unlocks. There are 70 levels just about for every weapon. Takes very, very long to unlock them all. And it's a lot of the same issues that I have with the gunsmith now, to be honest. It's not something that MW2 fixed. It's something that 2019 introduced that only got worse and worse, and I think Vanguard is like the peak of that bad. Is that there's so many levels you need to grind through to get attachments, and you can put 10 attachments on every gun, which is absolutely insane. And, oh, actually, they don't have that. I mean, optics are always. They actually have a significantly less options for your attachments, which is good. I think having 5 different types of barrels, that's fine. That's whatever. A lot better than MW2, where like you open the grip category and it's like you just never end. It's a never-ending scroll. Here, there's a little bit less. But the problem is you have to grind and grind and grind to unlock all of these attachments to just build the perfect kit. Oh, why do I have surplus on? Let me fast melee, sure. And it just created this system where it felt like I was always grinding to create a meta weapon, and then once I made the meta weapon, I would stop using it because now I have to grind the next one, sort of deal. And it didn't help that in this game, even though it had tactical pacing, so you could play like 12v12 on most maps, still nothing really compared to Shipment. So you'd find yourself just playing Shipment constantly. And I think that's where a lot of my disdain for Shipment comes from. So yeah, that to me, that's the biggest issue with this game was just the leveling. And MW2's leveling system with like the different trees and receivers, I much prefer that. And the fact that most guns between like 10 to 30 levels, I think that's a perfect amount. The only thing that I would change about MW2's system is two things. One, weapon tuning I don't think needs to exist. And 2, I would add back in these proficiency and kits slots. I really like these. That's something that MW3 had back in the day that introduced that I really love. Being able to just like add a little extra something to your gun. What would you do on Ghost? Find private servers? I thought Ghost had P2P servers, right? I mean, we could play against bots if literally no one is playing it. I have a feeling I could find a lobby, hopefully. Shipment is inevitable when the grind is what it is. That's true, for sure. But I don't know. I feel like if you remove Shipment and just say, like, hey, there will not be a Shipment in this game, and then just balance your grinds accordingly, like, they can bring it down. The problem is there's just been, like, this weird, like, grind inflation, grind arms race, maybe, is a better term for it. Where, like, they just keep adding Shipment or, you know, face-off maps or, you know, DOS House, whatever. The murder room maps. And because they keep adding those, it just, like, it speeds the grind up. And so to compensate, they just add more and more grind to it. And because there's more and more grind to the game, they have to add more and more murder room maps, which then in turn just makes they now need to increase the grind, and it's a never-ending cycle. If that made any sense. I said that in the worst way possible, but hopefully you know what I mean. It's just this big arms race. I just missed. Swapping surplus for fast melee has me leaving some mixed thoughts, not gonna lie. Well, surplus was only XP, right? That's all that it gives you, and I mean, I guess do I have this thing at max? Yeah, I have it at max, unless I just swapped it on the other gun. Hold on. What did I do? Yeah, I swapped it on this gun. Yeah, I'm already at max XP, right? I don't think there's anything bonus with surplus, is there? Beyond just that. Grind inflation is a good way to put it. That's a good, yeah, grind inflation. There we go. Maybe I'll make a video about that. If I could find the right words. Oh, also, I think I loaded into the overclocked playlist, which has a little bit extra health. Though I'm not noticing much of a difference. I feel like I'm still getting melted. Oops. I guess it's a little bit slower TTK. I don't even know. I'm the worst judge of that shit. Should I start counting my bullets? Like, 1, 2. Oh, God. It fires so fucking fast. There's no fire switcher on this, right? No. I don't think that was a thing in this game. Oh, actually, another thing that Vanguard did well. Let me see if I can show it off here. You can strafe while mounting. I love that. I really wish that would come back. Just like you can mount and like not be at such a severe disadvantage. And like it helps keep the whole game running a little bit faster. Also, the destructible doors. I'm not a particular fan of like everything being destructible. Like, I don't think you should be able to like doing that is unnecessary, you know? But being able to just like blow open this door quick, like, and now the door is just always open. I like that, you know? I think something like that would be fun. Oh, I have a spy plane. I do kind of remember this map a little bit. Didn't realize you could edit loadouts in this game either. Yeah, I think that's been a staple for a while now, right? You can play TDM on Ghosts, but that's about it on PS4. That's probably, yeah, that makes sense. Usually older CODs you can only do TDM. Some of the older ones like MW2, I think there's new clients for on PC that I think have a pretty active community. At least like BO2, I think right now. BO2 and 3, I think. I've been hearing about it a lot. If not, I mean, there's always bots. Although I guess it doesn't give you like the whole. Oh, that's a friendly. Doesn't give you the whole experience with bots, but you know, it's better than nothing.
Enemy recon, spy in the skies.
Alrighty, we won that one. Deaths show up on the leaderboard. That's good. I like that. That's another tick for Vanguard. Thing is, with 70 levels, you're way past making it so assets in the game that the average player will never see. Yeah, I guess that's an interesting way to... Excuse me. It's an interesting way to look at it. They have a client for BO3. Dismo just uploads some gameplay. But oh, that might be what I'm thinking of. More custom zombies would always be fun. Yeah, for sure. I wanna do some more custom zombies. The problem is I want to do so much, but like, turns out there's only 24 hours in a day, y'all. I don't know if like y'all I don't know, took that class in college where I learned such a massive concept. I have so little time for stuff. As is, I've been wanting to do these older COD streams for so long. I'm thinking right now my plan is if this one does well, I might just make it every Monday. We just do an older COD sort of thing, and that's my schedule, and then regular Wednesday streams. But we'll see. We'll see. There's like a million videos that I want to make too that I've just been like, that one's next, and then Plunder will drop, or oh shit, I forgot about this new map. I gotta make a tour of, So yeah, it's definitely a juggling act, but if you're patient, then yeah, I'll hopefully get back to custom zombies at some point. I've been following a bunch of zombies creators on Twitter lately. Shit, I'm really bad with names. I have no idea what their names are. But the guy who's making Die Rise Remastered, and I think someone's also making Town Remastered. I really, really want to try those out. That would be fun when they eventually drop, because they look incredible. You also don't want to stream much, otherwise you get burned out. For sure. I haven't quite gotten burnt out with streaming ever. I think because I haven't done it too much. But I definitely have and constantly am being burned out by just other forms of content creation. So yeah, I gotta be careful there. Although, we did figure out, it might have been 2 streams ago now, that I'm able to stream and record at the same time. I always was hesitant of doing that because I thought for sure I would drop 1,000,000 frames on both the stream and the recording. But, like, it turned out fine when I did it for that Plunder video. So what I might start doing in the future, and maybe I'll even try that this Wednesday, because I'm working on a gunfight video. I might start, like, doing that, just, like, streaming while I'm recording footage for certain things, right? Because, like, right now I'm working on, I just wrote a script for a video talking about all the 3 different types of gunfight. Regular, OSP, and face-off. And so I'm thinking maybe just, like, instead of just capturing gameplay of it separately, I just do that Wednesday night, and I capture at the same time. Well, that was just bad. Hey, what's going on, Cole? Welcome. Zombies community has some characters that they do. I'm definitely less involved in the zombies community though than I used to be. And when I say used to be, I mean like literally like BO2. Like I was very active. BO3 lost me until Zombies Chronicles, and then God, BO4 is a nightmare. I don't think I even played half of those maps. And Cold War kind of brought me back, but Cold War in general just lost me. I'm really looking forward. Have you guys seen the leaks talking about the next Call of Duty game, COD 2023, developed by Sledgehammer? The rumor is that, or rather the leaks state that it's going to be Modern Warfare 3, like literally just picking up from where Infinity Ward leaves off. And that Treyarch is coming back for zombies. They're bringing back Outbreak for that mode, or for that game. It doesn't seem like they're bringing back, like, actual, what's it called? Round-based maps yet, thankfully. They're holding off on that. But it does sound like Outbreak is coming to the next game, which I couldn't be more excited for. I think that game mode was so fucking fun. But it just wasn't... I don't know. It felt like a really good first pass. I say that a lot with Call of Duty game modes and stuff like that. So I would love to see that. Maybe even if it was part of the free-to-play offering, that'd be great. Bring back Out with a Bang. Oh God, maybe. How many maps is it to do? To do now? How many fucking zombies? There's gotta be. Is there 100 zombies maps at this point? If you count like World War II and Infinite Warfare, maybe an Extinction. You know, that's so many maps. Like we did it when there were like 12. What's going on, Blake? I like how this game doesn't have any grease gun, but they added a Nikita, a gun so obscure and mysterious. There's only one actual picture of it on the internet. That's interesting. I mean, they also brought in a fucking laser gun before a grease gun. Like, this game, and actually, you know what? That segues perfectly into the second thing I want to talk about with this game. I think a big reason why this game was overhated was the setting. For two reasons. First of all, I thought this would go into like a second. I thought it was gonna like enter into the bullet cam. I guess not. So, first of all, I think there's a decently sized camp of folks, myself included. I'm in this camp. That the second that I heard that this game was a World War II shooter again, immediately I was not going to like it as much as I would if it were modern or pseudo-modern, you know, like Black Ops, or even future. Just World War II is just not a genre that I enjoy, and I think a lot of people were, you know, it's been done to death, right? And so I think there's a large camp that just immediately, upon it being a World War II shooter, you know, immediately the game could do no better than like a C in their eyes, right? It could be the perfect Call of Duty game, but because the setting was World War II, it gets a C. I think I fall into that camp. Now, there's a completely other camp that heard World War II and they were like, fuck yes. I love World War II. It's like my favorite historical period. I can't wait to dive into this historically accurate Call of Duty. And immediately they were hit with operators that didn't make sense, and you know, anime bundles, and you know, like you just mentioned, they added this game or this gun that no one even knows about really, or this super obscure gun. Like right now we're fighting on a soundstage for Godzilla. Just before we were fighting in New York. Like whether or not, I mean, obviously this is a set, right? The New York thing, I think, is also in canon a set. But that doesn't change the fact that, like, aesthetically, you're no longer playing a Call of Duty or a World War II game, right? You're someplace else. So I think that whole crowd was also disappointed with the game because it wasn't a historical World War II shooter. Because that camp loves when shit's historically accurate. So, to recap, there's two major camps. One that hates World War II shooters that already, upon hearing about it, we're going to dock major points. And then the other camp, the opposite, that the game would have catered to, they decided to not cater to it by adding anime bundles and you know the rest. Your team versus our team, that type shit, and kind of alienated them. So what you ended up with are two major chunks of the player base feeling alienated, just based off of the setting. And I think genuinely that's why this game was kind of never given a chance. In my opinion, which is all that I can offer here. These are all my opinions. I'd love to know what you guys think. I'll catch back up with chat in a second. I want to finish this game out strong here, even though we are going to lose. This is actually one of my favorite maps of the DLCs. Also, I feel like I am getting a lot of kills in these games. I think just like somehow lobbies just are easier. I think skill-based matchmaking is a little bit, it has less like population to draw upon when you're playing old games like this. So yeah, there we go. So I tend to do better, which is great for my self-esteem, at least. There's a lot to criticize about the MW3 leaks and details, but we know we're getting screwed. I just hope Sledgehammer does something I want to play. I don't think we're getting screwed. To be honest, when I heard about MW3, I was like over the moon excited, personally. I'll get back to that in a second, though. I wanna try catching up on chat a little bit here. If I don't, remind me. Except only do World at War, BO1, BO2, BO3, and the main storyline BO4 maps. Oh yeah, out of the bang. Maybe. That's still a ton, though. That's a lot of maps. Maybe we do like a best of or something like that. But also scheduling with the rest of the guys is always impossible. Does Sledgehammer even have enough time to polish up MW3? I mean, if the leaks are true and it's mostly remastered maps that are already done, and it's just kind of a major update for MW2, I think they have enough time. I think so. I mean, for one thing, for I'm going to eat these words in a minute. You guys are going to point out all the flaws. But for all the things that Vanguard are or is, for all of what Vanguard is, it's well polished, in my opinion, at least at this point, compared to MW2, right? Like I'm confident that they can do that shit. Of course, they need a QA team. It's a whole other thing. We'll we'll get back to that in a second. Oh, Napoleon era shooter. Oh god, muskets and cannons. Advanced Warfare, ironically enough, had a blunderbuss. I think that was the only COD to have a blunderbuss, which is interesting. I think Vanguard is just buying time for the MW2 release. Yeah, it does feel shoehorned in. Hey, what's going on, Matsuki? Welcome to the stream. Hello, hello. Let me get lost in the Russian wasteland, yeah. If they committed to some kind of World War II punk aesthetic, I'd be down for that. That's not what that's not what Vanguard is. Yeah, for sure. They marketed it different than what the game actually was. They tried to thread this needle and like make both sides happy, but instead just made both sides mad. like they it's the definition of a bad compromise. Like you piss these people off, piss all of these people off, and just no one wanted to play your game. In my opinion, I think that's kind of what happened. You're gonna die on that OAB hill, man. Someday it'd be great. Zach was telling me the other day, because now he's like an adult with like a house and a kid on the way and stuff. He's like he was telling me he might not buy the next Call of Duty game, which is insane to me, because it's been 15 years or so. So maybe we'll do like an out with the bang. I haven't talked to Zach about this, but maybe we'll do like an out with the bang. We'll play greatest hits or something to send Zach off before his kid is born. Oh wow, right back to this map, but on a hard point. Oh, this game also had patrol, which I thought was fun. It was a nice little like mix on things. When you hear World War II shooter, you immediately have a solid idea of the setting, weapons, factions, etc. But there's no new ideas, settings to get excited about. That I think is a good way of putting it. Yeah, for sure. Like I think World War II, like I said, it's been done to death, and like there's not a lot of new to do with it. And for what's worth, I think they tried some new stuff in terms of like the story was based on these like. Well, the Vanguard, right? The first task force and stuff like that. And I think that's an interesting idea for sure. But like that's just the story. Like it's not a lot to carry. Like the multiplayer would have been same old, right? Until they kind of went balls to the wall with it. Like there's only so much that you can do with multiplayer that's new, and especially when you're like trying to take gameplay elements that were conceived during like modern times or future times, things like the trophy system, for instance. Like that's such a gameplay staple that's like, how do you just retroactively like make like, okay, so we're gonna have a device that, oh, this is a cool finisher. Like, okay, so we have to somehow come up with a device that would destroy equipment. Like, how do we, like, retroactively make that make sense in the time period? You end up with a lot of stuff like that makes it feel, I don't know, more of a hindrance, because you're trying to adapt all these other things. Also, just the writing was god-awful. Literal Marvel movies, at their worst, had better written dialogue. Maybe. I only played the campaign once, and it was like right when the game launched. I don't remember a lot of this campaign. I thought it was a pretty like forgettable story, to be honest. The main thing that I remember is Charlie Pace from Lost played a Nazi. And I like that, or rather, I specifically keened onto that because I am a diehard fan of Lost. And so that was my one and only takeaway from the campaign. Hold on. The problem is hold on, is there someone on the other team named Jiffy Lube? Biffy Lube, okay. The fuck, y'all? What is a Biffy? Should I not be saying that? Is that a racial slur? Is that like bussy? What is iffy though? Goddamn. Wow, I really gotta catch up. Oh, I see Zach is in here. What's going on, Zach? I was just talking about you. Cole wants us to do an Out with a Bang, so I said that you and I would do it. 100%. We start on Friday. So, you know, just be moved in to your new house and everything by then. And, yeah, I'll talk to you then. It'll be perfect. Anyway. Yeah, speaking of him, and he shall appear. Zach is Beetlejuice. You heard it here first. I didn't even have to say it into a mirror. I guess I got a webcam here, and right next to it's the viewport. That's kind of a mirror. Oh! Dude shooting at me saved my life. He's probably shooting past me at the actual guy. Vanguard had an alright foundation. It's pretty solid, just a bit uninspired. World War II steampunk was something I'd really hope they lean into. Yeah, to be honest, that's how this whole era of COD has felt to me. Just like uninspired. Like that's the same vibe I got from Cold War. It's just Cold War felt sterile. So, something about it was, and I said this a lot better than I can say now in my last accurate tour of that year, of Cold War's year, was just it felt like they played everything as safe as possible and created a very hollow, again, very sterile feeling game. I don't know. It just didn't feel like it had much character to it. I think Vanguard was very much the same way. Although, for what it's worth, I think it had a little bit more character. I just missed. And a lot of that character comes from the crazy, wacky shit that they did with the DLC. That kind of... Oh, I forgot about those things. Oh, I didn't know he was coming this way. Damn it. Alright, well, I gotta finish chopping this cord of wood, so I'm out. Alright, see you, Cole. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate you. The Vanguard Task Force, as an idea, was alright, but the Vanguard characters themselves weren't very iconic. Yeah, it's weird, because, like, if we had a new iconic character... What is the last new iconic character that we've had? Like, not counting, like, the new Price or Ghost or whatever, because, like, that's cheating. Like, I genuinely... like... Maybe Butcher? Could you say Butcher from World War II? And then now I think he also came back in here, right? And in Warzone? Oh, no, Adler. Actually, I feel like Adler is he kind of transcends... I feel like he's kind of on the same level now as maybe not Price, but at the very least as like Soap or Ghost. I feel like Adler has earned his place in there. But other than that, like Arthur didn't do it. Oh, Adler. Yeah, there you go. That's what you called it probably as I was saying it. Graves or Alejandro. You know what? That's fair. I do think that a lot of the characters in MW2 do also fit that bill. But there was a long while that it feels like we didn't have any of that. Right? Like, hold on. What was the last campaign before? Oh, BO4 didn't have one, obviously. World War II. God. Can anyone name a single character from the World War II campaign? I think the main character was Red? Maybe? Or am I thinking of Shawshank Redemption, man? I don't know. Daniels. Red Daniels, maybe, was the main character's name. Couldn't tell you a single supporting character, though. Oh, he was just camping up there. How the fuck did I miss him? I'm gonna jump out of this. Oh, Mayhem is the name of this map, isn't it? Yeah, I'm an idiot. I entered Mayhem Mosh Pit and then started complaining I was only getting Mayhem. I'm a fucking idiot. I thought Mayhem was like the tactical pacing. Shit. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna pop into another playlist after this. Infinite Warfare had many iconic characters. So I agree with you. I love the Infinite Warfare campaign with Salter and Reyes, E3N, but I really don't think that any of them have the staying power. Like, because that game was so like unfortunately panned, I don't know that like if you had like a Super Smash Brothers, right? Like a best of, which I kind of Warzone is. I don't think that you could bring in Reyes and people would be like, yeah, fuck yeah. Like everyone would be like, oh yeah, it's that guy. They'd have the same reaction as when Seraph got added into this game of like, oh yeah, I forgot about them, you know? Calling Butcher iconic is like picking random homeless dude to be president. You know what? Maybe. I feel like I think I only jumped to Butcher immediately because he's been in multiple games. It definitely feels though like they were trying to make Butcher iconic. It really does feel like they were trying to make him like the new Price in some ways. Or not who's that guy in Destiny who like fuck he would show up like every Thursday at this time or whatever, and everyone would like have to log on right then and there to get certain guns. I feel like that was in that same era as when Butcher showed up, and a lot of people were like, oh yeah, they're trying to make him like as cool as that character. By the way, I'm sorry I'm falling behind a little bit on chat here. There's a lot to read. And I happen to I read one message and I think everyone deserves a very thoughtful response. So I spend probably 3 minutes responding to some person, and in those 3 minutes I get 12 more chats. so apologies if I skipped over you. I feel like I skipped straight over Zach, so I'm gonna go back to him in a second. I did not mean that. Just got on a little bit of a roll here. They're building a bridge. A bomb is implanted on our ammo supply. I want them to bring war back, man, so much. That would be so great. I think current ground war like battle maps, I think they could easily make some of those war missions, and it'd be pretty fun. Kind of round out the like big team battle modes in this game. Take you out. Oh, that's one of those RCXD things. Sorry, catching back up. Hey, if you're gonna go back to BO3, don't play without the server thing. Just hacker galores. Duly noted. Yeah. I was actually just mentioning the BO3 client that you had sent to me. Because yeah, I'm sure that all of the older CODs have hackers everywhere. Although, like, you know, I do think like BO1, BO1, 2, and I think MW2 and 3 all have PC clients though that I could probably do. Iconic character. Oh, I read that. Honestly, I believe we could have had a second golden age of COD if Warzone didn't exist. It became a huge cash cow for Activision. I don't know, man, because Warzone, I think, is what brought Call of Duty back into like the cultural zeitgeist again. I feel like there's a lot of like gamers out there who just wrote Call of Duty off during the like Ghosts through BO4 time. That I think 2019 and Warzone, coupled with COVID, kind of like it brought Call of Duty, I think, back to the forefront of people's minds. So I don't know. Personally, I really wish that Warzone was just a completely separate thing, treated like COD Mobile, where like it gets new content on its own schedule, its own thing. It's not at all tied to the main game. And it's just a hodgepodge of like, you know, oh hey, we're adding 3 new weapons this year, or I'm sorry, this month, and it's the Galil from BO1 and this thing from Ghost and this one from Vanguard or whatever the hell. And it just acted as this hodgepodge COD mobile type experience that was completely separate from the main line games, right? Of course, from a business standpoint, that doesn't make any sense because you want some not cross contamination, but you know what I mean. You want to sell bundles that can be accessible in both, right? So I get why they don't do that, but I don't know. I digress. I'm going nowhere with this. That was his name. That was that guy's name. All right. Scrolling up a little bit here, I'm going to load into All Out Blitz. That's what I wanted to play, not Mayhem. There was even the ending where Wade says he could definitely pilot a V2 rocket when it's impossible to pilot it at all. That's kind of funny. Vanguard also, the one thing I remember about the ending was I feel like they set it up perfectly for a Spec Ops continuation, but then they just didn't. Like, they ended it with, like, they were going through all these files. Like, the task force has finally been assembled at the very end, right? It's like the end of the Avengers, of the first Avengers game. And they're reading through all these files of, like, other things that they could be doing, right? Like different missions. One of them, I think, was even a reference to zombies. Clearly trying to set up a Vanguard 2, which I don't think will ever happen. I think they really missed the mark. They really should have made a new Spec Ops that was those 4 characters, right? A 4-player co-op with those 4 characters going through some of those different missions. Because, like, they even set it up in the campaign. Each character had, like, different abilities, right? Like, Polina was slightly more agile, and I think she was better at sniping. Fuck, I don't actually remember everyone's different deal. But, you know, like, Wade was a pilot, for instance. I only remember Wade being a pilot right now because you mentioned the V2 rocket thing. Like, there was even that really cool, like, ending mission that I remember where, like you would be playing as one character and then they would, like, high five and you become the other character and, like, continue on the mission and shit. It feels like it was set up so well for, like, a co-op experience to come off of that, and they just didn't do that. Which I think sucked. I think that might have set this game apart a little bit more. If it was built kind of around co-op. Not from the ground up, like, right? Like, the campaign was still single player, but, like, if it had its own co-op mode and not, you know, whatever the hell they did with zombies, man. All right, trying to catch up a little bit more. I apologize if I've skipped anything that you guys said in here. Until he finds out that World War II had plane combat as well and planned to be an actual MP mode. Right, I forgot about the plane combat thing. Wait, no, was that this game, or was that World War II? Or is that what you're talking about right now? In my head, that was this game, but no, it was definitely World War II. Yeah, because in war mode, it had that one war mission where at the end was you had to do a dogfight, and that was just awful. Like, I like the innovation. That's just not something that I like at all. Like the dogfights was not fun in that game for me. I want someone to make an overview of what World War II looks like in the COD universe. Oh God, yeah.
They have counter recon in the sky.
Oh yeah, that's actually kind of fun. Oh man, I wish this game. I wish I did call YouTube a little bit more when this game was out. And I had an idea like this, like do like a documentary, like a World War II documentary, but they're clearly talking about like this weird alternate universe COD or Call of Duty World War II that Vanguard has put forth. Like some dude's like he's PTSD riddled, and he's like, oh, and then right when I thought that they were done, some giant rock magma man came over the ledge with a laser rifle and just killed little Johnny right in front of me. Like, it's fucking ridiculous, the kind of shit that goes on here. It's like, and in the end, my team was victorious against enemy team. You know, like, stupid shit like that. Yeah, like setting up raids, exactly. Yeah. It would have been so cool.
Kill denied.
And also would have solved my #1 issue with raids, which is that they're all in this fucking underground bunker. Like, with the Vanguard idea, like, they were reading from a bunch of different files in different, like, locations and stuff.
Work, soldier. Hostile.
In my head, that's what raids should be. Like, they should be, like, globe-trotting, you know, expanded campaign missions. The announcer warning you about the enemy building. That's the most random thing COD has ever done. I mean, it was a bug, you know. I mean, them screaming was a bug, right?
Hostile under recon.
Roses are red, violets are blue. A bomb has been planted on your ammo supply. That was, I think, one of the peak Call of Duty memes. A bomb has been planted on your ammo supply. It's definitely a solid one for me. Hey, what's going on, the lad that knows stuff? Give one thing to Vanguard over Modern Warfare. It's that Modern Warfare has to be 90% desert map. I really hope that the next game is cities and suburbs. Yeah, me too. So maps, I think, in this game and in MW2, I think are both massive steps up. This might be a hot take. Some people might disagree with this. That's okay. I much prefer Sledgehammer and Infinity Ward maps to Treyarch. Treyarch, one thing that I will give them is that they look visually distinct and interesting, which is kind of what you're getting at with the desert maps. Like Modern Warfare 2, there's several maps that you could just like that you can literally see Mount Zaya from like 3 or 4 different multiplayer maps, right? Like it's the exact same thing. Cold War, like, you know, every map was there. You know, Miami plays completely different than Collateral, or rather looks completely different than Collateral, than Checkmate, Crossroads. You know, they're all vastly different, which I love. The thing is, though, Treyarch maps all play the same, which, like, I get in a competitive sense. But from, like, just someone playing the game in pubs, it gets incredibly boring when every single game I can be using the exact same gun and feel, like, zero repercussions from that. When every single game I know, like, oh, if I just go to the left, there's going to be a very, very long, you know, kind of sniper's pathway here. Or if I go down the center, there's going to be a death arena immediately. Or if I go to the right, there's going to be kind of a more mixed section for ARs, right? That's 90% of Cold War maps. Whereas in MW2, you definitely get some stinkers, right? Like Santasania, for instance, is not a very good map. But it plays completely different than Farm 18 or Tarak or El Asilo. They all kind of have different niches and different, you know, play styles that exist on them. All is to say, I really, really like Infinity Ward maps in terms of how they play. And by extension, I think also Vanguard, if I remember correctly. But yeah, as far as like aesthetics, I really, really wish that they would change that up. That for that they would go to like something like Treyarch. Vanguard was good. I just never got the time to play it much due to work. Honestly, same. I fell off of this this game for kind of the same reason, and that was just work was kept kicking up. Warzone should get its own separate studio for sure. Yeah, and I think they're starting to learn from that mistake, right? Because Warzone 1 had Raven that whole time. And not the whole time, for the last 2 years. And now it seems like they're passing it back to Raven again. So, like, I think that they're learning from that mistake. And I hope that they continue to. You may hear this a lot already, but you deserve way more subs. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. We're growing pretty steadily, though. I'm pretty happy with where we are right now. Hot take, but I buy COD for the campaign, so when BO4 didn't have one, I skipped it. That I feel like I don't know if a lot of people do that now, but definitely there was a huge amount of the community who would do that back in like COD 4 times. Yeah, it's interesting. I feel like we never hear about those stats. Like we always see like player numbers dropping off on like Steam charts and stuff, but I really do wonder how many of those people at the peak when the game first drops were just playing campaign and then they dropped off because they don't play Warzone or you know whatever, right? Like, I really do wonder the amount of people who only play the campaign. I realized Warzone was completely bloated when they had 3 1911s with their own stats. Yeah, no. But by the end of it, that was awful. Yeah, no, it was just completely bloated. Oh, I think this is a DLC map. I think this is that one that was a Desolation that I looked at before. I just instinctively hit the touchpad to open up scoreboard and then hit right trigger or right bumper to go to the TAC map to see what the name of the map was, because that's what it is in Modern Warfare 2. And nearly killed myself. That was funny. I like that. Dude, the plot goes like this. We crash land on an island. I will never forget. We fought the giant monkeys, the dinosaurs, the Terminators. Yeah, man. Like, holy shit. They're... Yeah, I forgot about the whole Godzilla shit. Like... I mean, granted, it's a less bonkers crazy... Actually, no. It's way more bonkers crazy. Never mind. The DLC for Cold War had some, by the end of it, like was Deprogram, I think was the name of the map, that was, like took place inside of Adler's mind. That was wacky, but in a way that kind of fit into the story, right? Like you had some suspension of disbelief, right? Like the fact that you're soldiers inside of a man's head, but like it made sense, right? He's been fucked up by the numbers, and you know. It made sense. Here, it just seemed like they just threw shit at the wall. Like, was there really much of a through line or a story here? Oh, another thing that Vanguard did. These windows. I like open and closable windows. Bring that back. So have you thought about Accurate Tour series for the raid missions? There's plenty of material there for sure. I have thought about that. So I haven't played the newest raid yet. So I thought maybe I'll do it for like with the last raid. So before this game came out, I did a video recapping the original MW2 campaign, and I really loved that video. It was in the same style as the tours, just like, and then they did this for some reason, and then Ghost, who is the coolest character ever. Can you tell? And then I showed a bunch of the box art for the newest game. Like in that same kind of tongue-in-cheek, you know, Accurate Tour way. I think I might do something similar with the raids once they're all done, right? Kind of like recap the raids and like the story where we're at. Because like I don't think each raid, I don't know that there'd be enough material there. And also they usually come out alongside maps and modes and other stuff that I kind of want to cover first. But yeah, it's for sure something I thought about. I might do, you know, what I just said, combining them all into one video when the last raid comes out. I think that'd be fun. And then every time that I cover a raid, the next one is, and here's raid 3, where we're still underground. That'll be the through line. I'm already calling it. Because goddamn, I just want to see some daylight. I say I haven't actually played raid 3. It's possible that they get out. I don't know. I've kind of stayed mostly spoiler free. Let's see. I completely lost where I am in chat. I'm so sorry here. Oh no, there, I found that. That was Raven's message. The first 3 games are set in World War II, so you take those 3 games in World War. There's a lot of World War II. Hot take here. Oh, I read that. Does night maps the best? Gondola is beautiful. Ooh, I haven't really looked at their maps in terms of their night maps being very good. I do agree that Gondola is great for sure. I really do. Like, I can't think of a bad map on Vanguard. Now, granted, that's because I probably can't name more than 4 maps on Vanguard. But like I don't remember there being like a Santa Sania, you know, like, oh god, this is an immediate skip one. Can I spoil it for you? I'd appreciate it if you didn't. I do still want to play it at some point.
Our attack dogs are on the loose.
The problem is I mean, you have to play with 3 people, and I don't have a ton of people in my life who still play Call of Duty, so I'm gonna have to, I think, recruit. Maybe I'll recruit from the Discord when I want to finally play the raid. So you know, shout out to the Discord. Go and join our Discord. Link down in the description. You can hang out. We this is probably a month ago now at this point, but we did some. I hung out in the voice channel for a little bit. Played some games with I think Cole, who was here before. We started playing with Cole, and then I think Cole had to go, and like some other people, like, you know, volleyed in. It was a really good time. I was telling Zach the other day I want to keep I want to do some more of that. So join our Discord and hang out, play some Call of Duty, play some other games. You know, we'll see. Add me up. I would love to play. Hell yeah, yeah. Go and join the Discord if you haven't already. And yeah, you know what? Join Discord, and then also maybe even follow me on Twitter. Twitter is replay mode YT. I've been using that a ton more lately. Been talking to people, sharing my opinions as if they're fact, because that's what you do on Twitter. Still play other modes, just play campaign first. Oh, okay, yeah. For the most part, I also play campaign first. Depends on the game, but I think for Vanguard specifically, I played campaign first because I had no real desire to jump in to what's it called, to multiplayer yet. That's something else about Vanguard that I don't get the hate for. The campaign didn't progress much of the story, being 80% flashbacks, but the gameplay was fun. I can't think of the gameplay too much. I think that, man, I don't know. Again, I really can't remember the gameplay too much. I definitely, though, rate Call of Duty campaigns on a scale that weighs heavily toward the story. I think that's just me. Like I'm a I don't know. Like I went to school for film and video. Like in my professional career, I am a like I work for an animation company. Like I see everything through a cinematic lens, so I definitely don't judge the game too much. Oh, Gordorko's joined. Hell yeah! I don't judge the game as much on the gameplay, if that makes any sense, from the standpoint of the campaign. It's a lot of words just to say I like a good story, and I don't think Vanguard really had it. Although I feel like the COD Ghost campaign. Speaking of Ghost, by the way, vote in our poll. Is Ghost still winning? It is. All right. It's pretty unaffected. It looks like it's just gone steadily up. The COD Ghost campaign I hated for that exact reason. Was it just like story-wise it sucked, but gameplay-wise I could recognize like it was a pretty good playing game. I think that's why a lot of people rate that campaign so highly, because the story made absolutely no fucking sense. One of these days, and I wanted to do this was the original video I wanted to make before I made the MW2 campaign recap. I wanted to make one going through the Ghost story and just shining a light on how brain dead that story is. So maybe I'll get back to that at some point, because that was awful. Just joined? Hell yeah! Welcome, Raven. Also welcome, Matsuki. Hell yeah. And our Discord community grew 2 sizes that day. Decoy was definitely an interesting one, because like you could break just about all of this. And actually, fun fact, Decoy was the next map up in the accurate tours that I was going to do for this game, that I think I might have even recorded. I definitely wrote it. I'll see if I can find it, maybe. That might be interesting to like read through. But it never got made. Like I fell off of the game. Like like I was saying before, work got a little bit stressful. So I just never got a chance to making it. But yeah, Decoy was the next one up with that. And actually, it was going to be the next episode of Rayola before we ended that as well. There's going to be, I think it was, what the hell happened there? I don't remember exactly what the equipment is for Rayola, was going to be for Rayola, but I remember that Black and White were going to somehow be involved, and they were going to completely destroy everything on this map. Because just about everything on this map is destructible. Besides, like, the core supports of these buildings. Oh, those are enemy dogs, just, like, running around me. Fantastic. Joined the middle of that, and I ran around and saw a person. Oh, you joined before that, even. I didn't. It didn't actually tell me until after. I care about the story in the Modern Warfare and Black Ops, but Vanguard was always like a standalone game, so the story didn't really matter. That's fair, yeah. I mean, I think it goes back to what we were saying, where like they don't have new iconic characters anymore. Like, and so with Black Ops and Modern Warfare, like that's where the characters that you actually care about are, right? So like obviously, you're going to care more about those stories, right? You want to see what Mason's up to, or what new bad guy is Price gonna fucking attack next, Whereas like it takes a little bit to make a new thing. Side note, I should add Scottish to the nationalities. Oh, is there a Scottish on the on a nationalities section? If there isn't, I can talk to our mods about adding it. If you'd like. Me and Discord is, my Discord would be nothing without our wonderful mods. Shout out to Harris and Jericho, who kind of keep that thing running. Because one time I tried to make a new channel, and everything broke. so I shouldn't ever do any of that. So if I try to add a Scottish nationality, it would only end poorly. Definitely rate the campaigns upon the story, especially over long periods of time. I do remember when the levels are linear and complex, though. Yeah, and I think genuinely, I think that they're mixed a lot more. Like they overlap a lot more. Like the story informs the gameplay, right? I think that's when you have a good synergy of that. Synergy, my word of the day, I guess. I feel like when everything's firing on all cylinders, you have good mission gameplay that complements the story. For instance, in Cold War, there's that whole mission where you are, you're Bell in World War II, or I'm sorry, in Vietnam, and you're being commanded around by Adler. And it's kind of that Stanley Parable mission where, like, you can choose to follow him or you can choose to not follow his directions. And he'll just continue to get mad at you, and things get really fucking weird, and, like, zombies show up for a minute. And, like, the gameplay is very fun there, but also it fits perfectly into the story because, of what's going on, the whole mind fuck thing, right? Compare that to Call of Duty Ghosts. There's randomly a mission where it's like, okay, so we want an underwater mission, so we're gonna put them underwater. Like, I don't know, it doesn't inform it quite as well, right? It's kind of like the old storytelling technique of your story, or your characters need to drive the plot. I think your characters need to drive the plot, which drives the gameplay, in my opinion. The second that you go the other way around, that's, I think, when you end up with something like Vanguard. Don't zombies show up when you go into a random cave? Yeah. I don't remember exactly how to get them there. I don't know if it is something that's always there, that always shows up. But yeah, there's a ton of I don't know, like different ways to go, different paths. Very, very interesting mission. And shit, is it BO3 that has also a very similar mission? Except it's in World War II. Like it's snowy and like you're jumping between. It's like you're playing through a memory of a World War II battle or something like that. It's very, very similar where like things are breaking and like you can kind of see the seams of reality. It's very, very cool. I like it. My ancestry is Scottish-German. I've been researching a lot and trying to embrace my heritage more as I get older. Oh, hell yeah. I was just talking the other day to some people about is it 23andMe? Because I have zero idea what I am, other than my one grandmother's Italian and my other step-grandmother is Italian, but that doesn't really count as far as ancestry goes. And I have no idea, like, no one knows where we come from before then. So, I kind of want to see where the hell I've been, where the hell I spawned from. Outside of, America. It's like the last option to get them, I think. They literally ignored Adler. Oh, I did that while reading. Literally ignored Adler every single time. Yeah, same. Just out of spite. You do eventually hit a point, though, where it's like, if you ignore him too hard, it just, like eventually just loops. Like, you can't win, you know? And I think that's the point, right? Is that you can't win. He's taking over your brain. If I remember the scene correctly. I'm getting emails nonstop over here. What the hell's going on? Sorry if you're hearing buzzing. Have we won? Oh no, we won. I think we won exactly one game of this. We are not going to win this one though. I can already tell. But I like the patrol game mode. I feel like that was fun. It's one of those things that it's so standard that I don't think anyone is going to be like, fuck yeah, patrol, if they ever bring it back. But it's kind of like, what is it? Cyber Attack, when they brought that back to MW2, or what was it? Cyber Attack, Bounty, and something else. What was the third one? Damn it. There were 3 that they just ghost added in the middle of Season 1. I think I put it in that same... Oh shit, we getting V2'd. Who's doing a V2 right now? Is it our team? It's definitely the other team. God damn. Well, we gave it a good fight. Yeah, remember that mission from BO3? You had to defend yourself from zombies in a house. Yo, yeah, there were also zombies in that mission. BO3, I think, had a good campaign from a gameplay perspective, but not story. I think BO3 is another example, like Ghosts, of gameplay being good, story being bad. I'm trying to think of, like, the opposite. Like, I don't know that there's any Call of Duty games that have a bad story, but... I'm sorry, a good story, but bad gameplay. I'm trying to think of one. That was disheartening. That was a shit game. We did all we could. Not really. I barely stepped on the thing. Yeah, he keeps narrowing down the pathways. Yeah. Like you eventually have to succumb. Really hope Treyarch doesn't write the next Black Ops game. I thought the BO3 and 4 stories were just confusing. Or confusing equals interesting. Did they not write Cold War, though? What was your opinion on Cold War? Because personally, I thought Cold War was okay. I think playing it back, outside of the ending, I think it was a very solid campaign. The ending just felt really lackluster. When I first played it, though, I hated it. because I was under the impression that Mason and Woods would be a much bigger part of the game. And, like, BO1 is my favorite COD. So, like, hearing, oh, shit, we're going to get more Mason content. I was so excited to jump back into Mason's shoes. And then, like, you play as him for, I think, one mission. And then, like, on the side missions, you play as him, I think. And you play as, you play as Bell with Woods once. And that's it. And they just kind of sit in your safe house for the rest of it. And so I was really disappointed by that. Oh, no, actually, it was 2 missions. You do play, when you go back to WMD, you play as him. But still, like, I was looking forward to a full, like, Mason numbers-centric campaign that I just didn't, we just didn't get. So I was initially disappointed, but I think looking back on it now, it was pretty decent outside of the ending, personally. Cranked is the one you were missing? I don't think so. Cranked was Season 2. This was, like, literally, like, alongside Shipment and Shoot House. There was Bounty, Cyber Attack, Control. That's what I'm thinking. Control was the third one. And Control eventually got added to Ranked, and I think that's when a lot of people think, like, oh, yeah, it's been added. But it really wasn't. They added that, like, a little bit sooner and just didn't mention it. I put Patrol in that same kind of category. Of just kind of like, if they're here, great, kind of game modes. Like no one is no one's make or break mode is Patrol or Cyber Attack. Maybe it is. I feel like Cyber Attack might have a loyal fan base somewhere. Holy crap! Did I not land my shots? Or did I not land enough shots? I definitely didn't land my shots. Oh, Dead Silence was a perk here. Or it wasn't a perk here. I thought it was. Am I insane? Oh, no, it is. It's, okay, I guess it's both. Honestly, that's how they should do it. Dead Silence should be both, maybe. No, it isn't. It shouldn't. I have a video cooking. I say cooking. I have like 12 videos cooking. One of those 12 is one talking about the field upgrade system in MW2 and in like COD in general, and how like it feels like it's kind of pointless right now. Like, and I've talked about this on stream before. Like in MW2, you either have Dead Silence or trophy system. That's what, like, I would say 80% of the time you have one of those two. And then maybe like Battle Rage or DDoS sometimes, but like they're not nearly as useful. And then there's like 10 that no one uses. Recon drone, anti-armor round, loadout drop, inflatable decoy, like no one uses them, So I have a video I want to work on about just how useless a lot of them are and how like it doesn't have to be that way. We'll see though. It'll be in the pipe at some point. Jesus. I'm starting to get to that part of the night where I'm just like not fully paying attention to the gameplay at all. They randomly added when nobody asked. I mean, yeah, they did do that with Cranked. But these other ones, like, they didn't even fucking announce it. They just were in the game. Cranked, at least, like, they put in a trailer or something, Cold War was Raven and Sledgehammer, if I remember correctly. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with, like, who makes the campaigns half the time. That is interesting. I will say, like, visually and cinematically, I feel like the campaigns have been pretty on par. Or, on par with each other, which is top-notch lately. Like, since adding, like, cutscenes and stuff like that, I really do feel like, from a production value and polish, I do feel like the campaigns have been pretty fucking solid lately across the board. So kudos to those teams. Cranked is still one of the dumbest game mode next to Grind. Really? I like it. I think and I think I even said it in the Grind video I made. It makes way more sense as a free-for-all. Oops. Like, the fact that you getting kills, like, you can steal kills from your teammates and actively screw them over, seems like counterintuitive design. Now, granted, I'm not a game dev, but it doesn't seem like that. Like, I feel like Cranked would work as a party mode, where, like, there's 6 players on a map, on a small map, you know. Put it in the party mode rotation with gun game and one in the chamber and all that. I think it'd be fun. But, like, as an actual, like, competitive, like, I just lost my fucking torso. Oh my god. Hope there's no kids watching. But yeah, like as a competitive, like, full actual mode, yeah, Cranked, I don't think really has much of a place. But, I mean, I always welcome more options in game modes. And I like when games do some crazy, wacky stuff with it, you know. Wish Cyber Attack got some more love. Hope Hardcore Cyber gets playlists in MW2 soon. Oh shit, they don't even have a Hardcore Cyber? That fucking sucks. I've been saying for a while, I really wish that they would make... First of all, yeah, you should be able to hit, like, any playlist should also have a hardcore variant. Like, it should just be a... Like, instead of pressing X to enter it, you just press triangle or whatever the hell on it to enter the hardcore, like, lobby of it. But I really wish that they would, in MW2, have some more fun with their playlists. I would love to see a playlist that is just, like, non-respawn or limited respawn modes, right? So it has Search and Destroy, Cyber Attack, Prisoner Rescue, and Control. I think that's all of them. Running on a loop there, right? And then that would, I think, drive a lot more people to... even knowing that half of those modes are in the game. Because, like, I agree, like, they do deserve more love. And especially those game modes I listed before. The Prisoner Rescue, like, how many people have played Prisoner Rescue since launch week? Like, I know I haven't. I think it would also be fun if they added, like, double XP to randomly one playlist a day. Voice crack. I think it'd be interesting if they added double XP randomly to one playlist each day to, like, drive specific people to it, you know? So, like, you know, today's Monday, third-person mosh pit will get double XP, so it drives more people to play that than, you know, they might regularly have. And then Tuesday rolls around, and cool, now we're gonna move down the... I'm not in cover. We're gonna move down the list, and next, you know, Hatchery 24/7 is going to have double XP, so it drives people there, and, you know, just to get people into some of those other playlists that no one really plays. Plus, added bonus of eventually it'll hit shipment. I think my controller's doing that floaty thing again, because I swear I was on target until something happened. And I don't think that was auto-aim. Fucking me. But yeah, then you would also have the added bonus of, like, once every 10 days or something, shipment 24/7 will be double XP, and that'll bring a bunch of people back for that time. I don't know. I think that'll be fun. Draw people where you want them to go. Specialist equipment is just a better version of field upgrades. You're almost guaranteed a fun streak every game. I don't know that I like that, though. I don't know that I like just getting, like, a lethal weapon every game. Like, genuinely, I feel like the field upgrade system that we have now, technically, like on a technical level of, like, how you earn it, and stuff like that, I think is a decent evolution of the specialists system. The specialists being BO3 specialists, not MW3 score streak specialists. This franchise is very confusing with how they name shit. Yeah, I think field upgrades, in my opinion, are a good evolution of it. It's just a lot of them are completely pointless. I think a lot of them could be... I think a lot of them are support right? They are meant for support, right? Like a UAV isn't directly getting you kills, or tactical equipment, or I'm sorry, tactical insertion isn't getting you directly any kills. You know, they serve to support your lethal endeavors. But I don't think that they support it enough, or at least it's definitely not balanced. Like, you cannot tell me that an inflatable decoy and a trophy system are on the same level at all. Oh, Jesus, getting the hell away from that war machine. Oh, man, I just lost this thing. That's a grenade. Is it gonna... Alright, no, we're good. Well, okay, yeah, my controller's definitely doing some weird shit again. God damn it. Vanguard gun customization in Vanguard, maybe the best out of any COD. Oh, man, I talked about that earlier. I think I much prefer... My ideal would be MW2 right now, but with significantly less attachments, like per category. Like, instead of 24 grips, have 5, and get rid of weapon tuning. That would be what I would prefer. That's what I would like. Which is kind of what Vanguard is, but one thing that I value about MW2 is that when you unlock an attachment, it unlocks for everything, for every gun. That's the biggest difference to me. Side note, the April Fool's version of Warzone was fun, right? The 0G, or I guess less gravity. What they really should have done, this would have been the real April Fool's Day joke, and it might be what they wanted to do. Instead of the zero gravity, they should have added jetpacks. Genuinely, that would have been actually funny. Like, we finally heard everyone. You want jetpacks back, so here we go. I feel like that would have genuinely been a very funny, self-aware joke, you know? In a way that also gives people who like jetpack Call of Duties a little bit of a treat, you know. I'm sure that's hard as hell to code though into the new engine. Top of limbs, fuck yeah, dude. Oh, and you got play the game. I'm also just now noticing you got your replay clan tag on. Hell yeah. I remember, is that from the clan? Do we have clans in this game? Am I showing mine? I can't open the scoreboard anymore. Search and rescue I really miss. Man, I haven't thought about search and rescue in a while. Voting for my man Godorokos. Well done. Excuse me. MW 2019, I haven't had an option to remove hardcore cyber. Oh, had an update to remove cyber and many other game modes. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, probably because, yeah, the player count went from 200 to, yeah. I think that's just bound to happen when you run out of player base, you know, when the next game comes out. All right, I'm going to jump into arms race next. Fair warning, Godorokos, you don't have to stick around for this. I don't know if it's good or not in terms of, like, if people like it. I enjoyed it back when, but we'll see. And then I'll play a game or two of this. Then I'll do some Champion Hill, which I think were solos, unfortunately. And then I might call it there, unless there's anything else that people want to see in Vanguard. I'll be open to any requests, I guess. Anyone just doesn't want to download their game to check what Vanguard was all about. Also, the one life modes deserve double XP at least. Yeah, I mean, granted, they boost XP, like every kill is 500 instead of 50, right? So like it makes sense. But it definitely is like you're not grinding through camos or anything in one life game modes. Which I think is part of like the problem with the grind, right? The grind TM. Is that it only rewards getting into engagement after engagement after engagement, which is just shipment constantly. And like I don't fully know how to fix that beyond making challenges literally like get 15 operator kills in a one life in a one life mode. Like, I mean, I guess that would solve it. I don't know a creative way of doing it though. Haven't played it? Okay. Well, if I remember correctly, if we even get dropped into it, we'll see. This thing's loading forever. If I remember correctly, it's like a big team sort of thing. On the snowy map, one team has to defend all of these like fortified areas that like you can go up and fortify like in war or in zombies, and the other team has to infiltrate it, I believe. There are vehicles on the map. I think Arms Race was fun. Yeah, I remember having a ton of fun with it too. But just the way they just dropped it and like didn't talk about it, didn't make more maps for it. It was just kind of there. Felt really weird. Also another thing that Vanguard did very well. I love Operator XP. And like the whole favorite weapon thing, I love that idea, that system. I really wish or I really hope that comes back in MW3. Like another video that I kind of want to make, but it's going to be a massive, massive video. That I might just like work toward over the course of a year. I want to make a video that's like building the best COD, in my eyes at least. Obviously, it's all opinion based. But just going through every Call of Duty and being like, this is something that I would pull from this game to put into my perfect COD. So for instance, Operator XP, leveling up operators, solid thing. Bring that in from Vanguard. In Advanced Warfare, they had customizable kill streaks. Jesus, I can't. Sorry, I just had a stroke for a moment. Customizable kill streaks, in that you could, this UAV, you could increase the, or rather, you could upgrade it to sweep faster, or, I don't actually know what the hell was on the UAV, but like you could make your VTOL have a little bit more armor, or be a little bit more aggressive, or this or that, and that would change your values. I love that idea. I think that would fit into my perfect Call of Duty, quote unquote, right? I'd love to make a video like that, because these are the things that keep me up at night, thinking about what if they brought back the Ghost perk system. You can also bring a Nebula bomb back to your base and then explode an enemy base. Oh, that'll be interesting. If we ever get put into a game, we'll see. I don't understand why Vanguard was so hated. It wasn't the best, but I don't get the vitriol everyone has for it. Same. I completely agree. And I even said during the Vanguard era that like it's not a bad game. It just feels like, and I said it a little bit earlier. I think the setting turned a lot of people off immediately. Like, it turned off people who didn't like World War II shooters, and it pissed off the people who did like World War II shooters by having all this crazy anime and not historically accurate stuff. My team versus enemy team shit. I genuinely do think that like that vibe just carried over for the whole year. Also, what's going on, Donuts? I've seen a couple of your videos. Good stuff. Heist from BO4 was enjoyable. Not sure how much recognition it received, though. Heist from BO4. I feel like I played that during the beta, but not the full game. And I think that's a common occurrence with like with Prisoner Rescue as well. Like we were just talking about. Like, I play it once and then I forget about it. Like, it just doesn't grab me. I don't think we're getting into this arms race, guys. I don't know that it's possible. I'm gonna back out. Let's load back into, let's do oldies but goodies. I didn't play this playlist yet. We'll do a couple games like that. Then I'll hop into Champion Hill, and we'll call it there. Maybe we'll see. Oh, appreciate that, Donuts. Hell yeah. Arms race is like ground war and soccer combined with elimination rules is the spice, which was interesting, right? I do love the ground war. I always call it big team battle. I don't play Halo, but that's what they call it in Halo. But like the 64 v 64 modes, like Ground War, which is 5 flags, and Invasion, I really wish that they would add more game modes for that platform, right? Add Arms Race back in. It's basically the same thing except with armor and stuff like that. Again, War I think would be phenomenal, and I think you can pretty, I don't want to say easily, but I think it's possible to adapt War onto those maps that already exist, right? Doesn't have to be perfect or anything, but like, you're escorting something down the main street in Syed, and then once you finish that off, then you need to defend the mall or whatever. Small stuff like that. I think a bomb mode, something like Rush in Battlefield would be fun. I really wish that they would really double down on some of those other game modes like that. But I think there's just not enough. It's exactly like my YouTube channel. I want to do so much, but there's just not enough time and resources to do it all. It's got to be the same way with Call of Duty, right? I'm sure that everyone wants Spec Ops to be great and Ground War to be fantastic and, Plunder and DMZ to thrive, but there's just no time, Yeah, that is a fun video idea. I'm working on something like that for Vanguard currently. Ooh, interesting. Be looking forward to checking it out. Because I do think that there is a lot of good stuff in Vanguard. I feel like I saw it on Twitter recently. Someone was saying, like, Vanguard's a good game that just came out at the wrong time. And I think I agree with that. Personally, like, a lot of the gameplay decisions they made, I think were very good. But I do think it was just the setting and the aesthetic that just people didn't like. And also, I think Warzone Caldera, I think that was kind of the dark age of Warzone. Like, people really weren't enjoying that map. And even now, you don't see a lot of people saying, like, I loved Caldera. So that probably has something to do with the perspective. One thing that I've just noted, like, one thing that, like, you kind of have to understand if you're going to be on the internet for a while is that there are certain times when, like, one person will have an opinion and thousands, millions, seems like the entire internet backs that opinion up without actually forming it themselves, Like, they will just hear, oh, this game is a buggy mess. It's bad. And then without ever even purchasing this game, without even playing it, they just see a compilation on YouTube about, oh, they're up here? They just see a compilation on YouTube about how absolutely shitty this game is, and suddenly that is now their opinion, and they are spreading that online as well. And it can snowball to the point where, like, now just a certain game is just dead on arrival, right? I think that may have happened with Vanguard. Not saying it's a perfect game, not even saying it's a very, like, it's a top 10 or anything. But the amount of people, the snowball effect, I think, really affected it. In that some people just didn't like it, and that dislike grew into hatred, and it grew and grew and grew to such a big snowball that now it's just universally accepted that Vanguard is a bad game, I think. But also, I'm just an idiot on the internet talking about other idiots on the internet. So, like, don't trust me. Form your own opinions. Like that's all. That's all we can do in this life. And it's one thing that, like, I've noticed because I've started to, like, use Twitter a little bit more lately. Cough BO4 Zombies, cough. Yeah. Look, in my opinion, I didn't like BO4 Zombies. The perk system immediately turned me off. I'm not going to say it's the worst thing I've ever played, though. Like, and I'm not going to, like, lead the charge of, like, Remember how shitty this was? Blah, 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 blah. We all have our own opinions.
Hardpoint is active.
But yeah, there does come a point where it's like, all right, we're doing too much. And actually, you know what? I haven't played BO4 Zombies in a while. It's entirely possible that if somehow, hold on, let me see, is Ghosts still winning? Yeah, if somehow BO4 beats out Ghosts, and we play that one next or at some point, I'll try out some Zombies again and see if my opinion's changed. Because yeah, like sometimes like subconsciously even you're affected by that stuff. You know, I'll find myself just being like, God, that gun sucks because I read that it got nerfed. Meanwhile, I put it on a class and I, you know, do amazing with it. Like subconsciously without even thinking. I don't know, opinions are fucking weird. But no, I've been using Twitter a lot more lately, and I've been trying my damnedest with the Twitter like character count to use the word I think, or the words I think, and the acronym IMO as much as possible. So people know I'm not putting out as a fact like like Black Ops 1 is the greatest game ever. IMO. It's kind of bad that I have to like preface that by saying, in my opinion, I think this. Because like that should go without saying. That like there's no objectively good fucking game, but there's some fucking weirdos on the internet who will just be like, BO1 sucked because blah 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 blah, and it's like, all right, cool. I liked it for those reasons. Well, you have a bad opinion, blah blah blah. You know, like it. Some people are just like looking to be vindicated in their own opinion, and I get it. But there's no such thing as a wrong opinion. Sorry, this turned into fucking Austin rant hour. Jesus Christ, we've been going for too long. Vanguard, Vanguard rotted my goddamn brain away. There's no more There's no more race for the arms. Yeah, it's currently leg day actually. Larger based game modes tend to die on the game's life cycle end. Shame, really. Yeah, it really is. Insert rant about how there should be one Call of Duty game that constantly gets updated, so that we can keep these larger game modes. I won't go through that whole rant again. Queue up any stream ever, click to our random time code, and I'm probably ranting about it. Vanguard Castle is one of the best looking maps in all of COD. It really, this game in general, like for all of what you can say about COD 2.0, or the Warzone era of COD, it looks beautiful. The is it IW9 engine? The 2019 engine just makes things look so damn good. And especially when it's a remake like this, where you can actually like compare and contrast. I want to see if I can win this game real quick. Hold on. Damn it. If someone else is there. Oh, damn it. All right, whatever. Missed the war mode from World War II. Dude, same. I think it was such a unique, cool mode that I wish they brought in. Like Call of Duty sometimes. I'm about to go on a whole other rant. Hold on, let me catch up on chat a little bit more before I do that. I definitely choose to play Vanguard 6v6 over World War II 6v6. That said, I enjoy the collections. Yeah, World War II collections, I think that was the best version of microtransactions that we had. I don't know which I would rather play, World War II or Vanguard 6v6. I think I might go World War II. I think I just have so many fond memories of that game that aren't there for Vanguard because, I mean, it's a year old anyway. People got mad that you could put attachments on old guns, but it's COD. What did you expect them to do? Oh, yeah, right? Like, yeah, I don't know. That speaking of World War II, that actually was a thing. When World War II first dropped, you couldn't get suppressors on anything but SMGs. To be a realistic, shooter, and everyone, of course, was like, "What the fuck?" So eventually, they added, if not DLC weapons, you could put suppressors on, like snipers and stuff like that. They might have also in the Divisions update made it so that you could put suppressors on regular guns. Like they eventually backtracked, so that was a lesson learned. for sure. The Paris, I know them. Yep, yep. Kind of like the Titanic map in BO4. Ah, shit. The Chaos storyline just didn't grab me. Like I really like my zombies when they're like based in like science, quote unquote. I don't know. The second that like multiple dimensions got pulled in and like it started losing me. So yeah, the new Chaos story just didn't grab me, and I didn't really play too much of the Titanic map. I'd be down to go back and try them though. Like I don't think I ever did those Easter eggs even. IW8 was the engine. Oh, okay, IW8 then. Got to keep in mind there's a wide range of ages on Twitter too. Oh yeah, yeah, and it's also especially now that Twitter has a For You page, you get so many people that are talking to you that like have never interacted with you before, have no idea who you are, have no idea your other opinions on things, but they just see like you said something about Vanguard and they're like, I hate you. You're the worst person ever. Let me tell you how much I hate you. And it's like, bro, I didn't say that 2019 was worse or anything like that. I just said that Vanguard, whatever. But they it's all straw man, whatever. Realistic zombie fantasy for sci-fi zombie fantasy. Yes, Godorokos. I like the second one of those. Oh, shoot. I lost the rant. Everybody. Damn it. And it's USS Texas. This is the worst day of my life. What was I going to rant about? Was it something about war mode again? Oh, yeah, I remember. So, Call of Duty is so lost trying to, like, copy to find the next best thing that they completely forget about, oh, this only open out. I forgot about that. That they completely forget about and don't properly invest in their own unique and fun game modes. Like, they made this new DMZ mode, which is, Tarkov, basically. Or at least that's what it started as. I think at this point it's kind of evolved to something else. But make no mistake, like, it's a Tarkov clone from the start. Same thing with Battle Royale, right? They saw that was taking off and they wanted to capitalize on it. Even smaller new modes, like Prisoner Rescue, they're like, oh, Siege is really big. We have to start copying Siege. And they're all half-baked because, of course they are. They're copying other people's game modes and, it's like when you make a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy, you start, you get some data loss. It's not nearly as good as it originally was. Especially when you're trying to shoehorn that into an existing game, right? Call of Duty is much more casual than Tarkov, and so it's going to end up being a much more casual game. And it's not going to nearly hit the same, numbers as it would. So they are focused on doing that. They're so focused on jumping, like, all right, let's capitalize. This new trend is coming out. Fucking Among Us is big. Let's make an Among Us mode in Cold War, They're so busy doing that shit that they don't recognize when they actually have innovative and original ideas that I think performed very well, that they just don't use again. And I think War is a massive example of that, and Gunfight is the other massive example of that. Gunfight, I had never seen anything like the amount of hype and intrigue, maybe is a good way of putting it, around Gunfight when that first dropped, when the beta for it dropped. People were, people who've never played COD before in their life, but they're like a shooter fan, so they tried it out and they're like, this is really fun. It was hyper competitive, but it was short. It wasn't like a battle royale where it took, half an hour to get to the final circle. And it seemed to play on Call of Duty's strengths while, putting something new in, while injecting something new. Then, of course, Warzone came out and completely overshadowed it, so they didn't go back to it. Or rather, it didn't get quite, the upkeep that I think it would have otherwise got. And instead, the next game, they add it post-launch in Cold War, and it's kind of a shell of its former glory. Like there's a bunch of like HUD elements missing, and it's just, I don't know, it's just not pushed nearly as hard. It's not upkept nearly as hard. And then Vanguard doesn't quite have gunfight. They tried something, they tried a different thing. It was Champion Hill, which is what I was going to play here in a second. That's kind of similar, but kind of not. And then in World War II, or I'm sorry, in MW2, it doesn't drop until like halfway, 6 months into the game's life cycle. War is that same exact way, where, except, I mean, worse so, where, like, War is a very, very fun game mode that I don't know, like, I feel like it was very well received, right? I can't think of too many people who were like, fuck War. But yeah, they didn't iterate upon it. They didn't add more to other games. Like, it could easily fit not in the World War II setting. Like, I feel like maybe devs were like, well, it doesn't work if they're not real battles or some shit. But it's like, I don't know. It could easily work. In my opinion. In my non-game dev opinion. Shit, and there was a third... the, not multiplayer related, but another example of this actually is from MW2, from the campaign. For those who've played the campaign, which I hope everyone out there has, it's a fantastic campaign. There's a mission, Recon by Fire. I very recently played this for the Hatchery Tour video, where you're like infiltrating. At first, it's warehouses, and then the lighthouse, and you have like basically like a weapon wheel of different gadgets and tear gas and heartbeat sensors and this and that, and it plays like a completely different game than like a classic Call of Duty, like just shoot the enemy soldiers. It's very tactical, very, in my opinion, very fun. It's only for that mission. That mission is the only mission that... Oh, well, I just wasted that. It's the only mission that plays like that. Same thing with the mission Alone, where you're like crafting shivs together and suppressors and stuff like that, because you don't have any... What's it called? You don't have any weapons. Very, very, very fun mechanic. But they just use it for one mission, and that's it. I feel like if they were able to, like, develop Spec Ops around that idea, or even, even more single player even, it could be something great if they really, really dove in and, like, tried something new that wasn't a half measure, really, really committed to stuff like that. I feel like it could definitely work. But they just don't, and I don't know, it's kind of disappointing to me. So that's my rant about War and gunfight and others. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Oh, I didn't call him the right thing. Oh, 1 second. Kill you. Got 2 new cats on Tuesday, Maxwell and Binks. Well, hell yeah. Congrats, Leg. Are they kittens or fully grown? You rescue them? What's the story there? Tell me about them. We got 3 cats over here, and that's far too many. But one of them's a kitten, and I've never been a cat person. Kittens are pretty cool, not gonna lie. Realistic design. Oh, I read that whole thing. Gotta keep in mind. Oh God, I'm reading backwards here. I mean, Vanguard attempted gunfight at launch. Yeah, they attempted for sure. Maps are kind of a turn-off. Colors very bland and brown. Yeah, and there was only really the one... Because, like, with Champion Hill, it was one map that you went to different sections of. And I think that's why it felt bland. And they never released more maps for it. Same thing with Arms Race. It was a decently fun mode, but they didn't release any more maps for it or anything. So it just kind of left it feeling hollow. Like, I really like the idea of gunfight that has a Champion Hill mode. Like replace the tournament structure with that, maybe. Because Champion Hill, if you don't know, was basically you start in a room with everybody there, with like let's call it 32 people. And you have a certain amount of money. I think it's like $500 or whatever, and you go up to a buy station and you can purchase your guns to go into the game with. So you can buy an SMG, you can buy perks, attachments. There might have been some other stuff. And so you purchase a loadout to go into your match with. And then there are 4 arenas on that map that when the timer's done, you get pulled into one arena. I think it's a 2v2 mode. You fight. As you fight, I think you get cash by killing. Like when you kill people, they drop money. Or maybe they drop their own loot. I don't fully remember what happens. And if you win that game, then you move on to the next round in which you are hit with, you know, another round of purchasing things. So now that you have all that money from winning, you can buy bigger and better stuff. And it was this really cool like progression of the whole thing. I thought it was kind of cool. Not quite like I would prefer regular gunfight for sure. But it's a cool mode, and I think that might be fun as, you know, something in addition to gunfight. You know, similar to OSP or Face Off. Yeah, the MW2 story mission, someone with the tear gas and the vents, right? Yeah, it felt like there wasn't enough, and that's where I was really hoping that Spec Ops would kind of expand on it some more, but unfortunately, they dropped the ball with it. Love the crafting system and that the campaign had. Just wish that it... yeah, exactly. I think it has to be just a time thing, right? But yeah, I feel like if they really committed to that idea, you don't have to keep, you know... I don't know, chasing the industry. You can't... Like, you are Call of Duty. You should be setting the bar, right? And I think you can. Like, you have some talented as fuck devs under you. Like, I mean, case in point, all of the shit that we're talking about that you guys made, just commit to it. Keep doing it. I don't know. I'm gonna, for the first time on this stream, change guns. Are you ready for this? Ooh, they're kittens. Had to be adopted together because, oh. Yeah, I think it. Actually, no, I don't know about for kittens, if it's best to adopt them together or not. That's sweet that you were able to get them both at once. Or adopt them together, rather. We have, yeah, we have 2 rescues. One that just, like, was a stray by my old apartment. Then one that we rescued from a place. And then the other is a rescue, but we got her when she was a kitten at a rescue. So I don't know if that even counts. Toward my, I'm not, toward my ticket to heaven, sort of thing. Ooh, shit. Fitting that we would get shipment. I think this is gonna be my last game here, and then I might try Champion Hill, see if it works. And then we'll probably call it there. We've been going for about 2 hours. That's about our time limit here. Are you basically talking about CS:GO or Valorant? It's similar. Like, that system is the same, except as far as I'm aware with Valorant, it's like you're playing like a search and destroy. Like, you're always fighting the same team on the same map, and just every round you have a buy round. This was more like you get paired up with another team. You fight them. If you lose, you get kicked out. If you win, you move up to the next round. And before that next round, that's when you can buy more stuff. You can even buy a V2 rocket. Oh, yeah! If you, like... I mean, I assume if you got 25 or 30 kills in a row, or, you know, whatever that monetary value was. Some insane amount. I forgot that in this shipment, you can go up on top of these crates. I like it. Lunar Eclipse, huh? Let me see some of these names. We got 2 people that are just faces. X Bruising Taint. Very good. Vampiric Reaper. Jesus. Okay. Lunar Eclipse. Socialist Spy. All right. we got quite a lineup here today. Twiz. All right, I can't read half of y'all's names. I say y'all's like they're the people I'm talking to right now. It's a uniquely high crate on the shipment attached to it. Oh yeah, yeah. This guy. Can I even get up there? How? Hold on. Do I have to jump from here, which is me fucking impossible? Oh wait, you can actually strafe jump really well on this. Here we go. Oh, one up! Damn it. Wow, you can really straight jump with this, though. Alright, I think you have to get onto the top of the crate first.
Enemy counter recon in your area.
Get up! Damn it! Alright, I technically made it up. You know what? That counts. Never really got into Valorant. Kind of boring. Yeah, it's not really my game either. I think I'm not a big competitive guy. I mean, you're talking to the guy who shit talked ranked when they added to MW2. Just it's something that I don't enjoy. More power to people who do. And Valorant, yeah, Valorant I think is definitely in that box. There's something about it. I played, I don't know, 2 games of it maybe with Shane a while back. And it just felt like every single round was exactly the same. Like, every single round I was choosing one of 3 lanes, and I would go down it, and I would try to get in a gunfight, and just die before I could. I think that just means I'm bad at the game. But I wasn't having a very good time. Regardless. As we close up the stream here, it's not done quite yet, but as we start to wind down the stream here, if you haven't already, want to vote in the poll for the next game to do, I'm thinking maybe we do this once a week, every Monday. So if you want to vote in the poll, see what classic Call of Duty game, or what older Call of Duty game to play next weekend, or next Monday. Good God, I can't talk. If you want to vote in the poll for what game to play next week, go ahead and vote. It's pinned to the top. Right now, Ghost is winning. If you don't want to see Ghost, vote against it. I will have to do a lot of prep, actually, between now and then to figure out how to play Ghost, though. Could we be concerned about the individual who tried to execute me twice? No, I mean, they're just trying to get their executions in. That's all. Look, I'm at the point in my life where, like, if someone's trying to execute me, I let them. They're just working through their own demons, man. And their own demons meaning their own grind, their own challenges. Oh, the counter spot went up. I didn't even fucking realize. I haven't looked up at the fucking radar all game. And the same thing with long shots. If someone's going for long shots, man, I got you. If I spawn on that side, I'll stand out in the open. I know what that grind's like. I'm a big enough man to just be like, hey, you good. I remember back in like BO1 trying to like there was a challenge for I think Flak Jacket Pro. Where you had to throw back or get kills with thrown back grenades, and of course, like I think you needed 5 of them, and I've probably never gotten 5 in my entire Call of Duty career since then. And so to get it, I literally had to talk to someone in chat in the game before. Back when there were pregame lobbies. Or not pregame lobbies, persisting lobbies. So I could talk to someone like the full time before. And just be like, hey, look, man. If you just chuck some, like, grenades to, like, the center of Berlin Wall, I'm just going to lay down there and throw them back. Like, that would be, like, so great. And people did. Like, and ever since someone was able to do that for me, I've been trying to do that for them. Even if they don't ask. So let that be a lesson out there. Is this counter UAV ever going away? Someone is screaming around me. Is that? Oh no, that's a. Okay. Is this a counter? There's no way. I don't even know how easy it is to shoot those things down in this game. Oh, that was the same guy. Trying to assassinate that dude now. Ghost is going to be fun? I think so, too. Ghost is one of those games that I have a lot of time a lot of time in the game, but I don't, like, I feel like I wiped most of it out of my memory. And I can't wait to see, like, all the shit that I forgot about, you know. Used to play Ghost split screen with my friend whenever I went over to his house. Yeah, I feel like that was in that, like, that perfect, like, split screen era. Or, like, maybe, like, right on the tail end of that. Might try out Extinction, too. I'll make sure that that's installed. Extinction was pretty fun. Extinction. I can't say that for some reason. Ain't much challenges focus on finishing moves. Oh, well. Well, you know what? I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he is working on one of those very few ones. Who knows? Maybe he's working on one of the few because there are so few. Yeah, I still can't. So going back to like my very first initial impression of this game, jumping back to it, just to give like a quick little like rundown. Movement feels so fucking good. If MW3 has Vanguard movement, I'm gonna be honest, I think we're in very solid hands. Same thing with like a lot of the design principles that Infinity Ward doesn't do, like red dots on the minimap, ninja as a perk. Like, if we get the same design philosophies that we got in this game in MW3, just on just in a modern era and with some of the like the better parts of MW2, like some of the better parts of what that game has to offer, I think we'll be in pretty good hands, honestly. No! Are they finally gonna get it? No, they aren't. I don't actually know if that was the same person. Movement or movement speed? I'm not sure that I know the difference that you're referring to. I'm talking about the speed at which you move. So I guess, yeah, movement speed. Things like jumping. Strafe speeds feel pretty good. Sliding. I haven't slid a whole lot. I think sliding actually might be worse in this game. Oh, sliding dolphin diving. I mean, definitely keep dolphin diving. I like being able to hold it to dive, or tap it to dive. Actually, I don't know which it is. I think I'm pretty sure it's dive. That I would keep over, but as far as like movement speed, then I guess is what I'm talking about. But I would say also keep like some of like the mantle stuff that MW2 has. Like I really like the parkour elements that are in there. Yeah, just the speed, I guess, is really what I'm talking about then. Ugh. Have I drank this water? Damn it. I'm dehydrated. Also, Operator XP. I like that. And combat pacing. Those are my three things to bring from Vanguard into MW3. Ledge hanging should be utilized more in MP maps. Yeah. Maybe. I'm trying to think of how they could utilize it more. As just like pure traversal. I think they utilize it pretty well. Like, there's plenty of spots on maps that, like, you can only get to because now you can climb a ledge. Gordorogos, if you don't mind backing out, I'm going to try for Champion Hill quick, and it's only singles. And if that doesn't work, we'll end it. And if it does work, then we'll play one game, and I'll end it there. Like how they do for raids. Oh, yeah. The more parkour elements of it. For sure, I think it'd be cool to have like sections of the map that like high risk of like, oh well, you can fall off of this parkour course at any time, but the high reward of, well, now you end up in a severely advantageous position, right? Like climbing up to the top of a this is a lame example, but like if it were a rush style map, like the paintball arena, and there's a rock wall, and you have to climb the rock wall a certain way to get up to like an Overwatch position, something like that might be cool. Also appreciate Gordorokos. Thank you for backing up. And then we'll see if this works. If not, I'm cool to just kind of let this Peter patter out. We'll talk about Vanguard a little bit more in the meantime. As I check who the hell keeps emailing me. Work. It's 9 p.m. We're good though. Nothing I need to deal with. So yeah, we'll see if we can pop into here. My biggest thing for MW3. My biggest thing. Just launch with all of the stuff we already have in MW2. And by stuff, I mean gunfight, party modes, hardcore, like all of the staples of the game. A big problem that I keep having, and I think a lot of people have with Call of Duty, is 40% of a game comes out, and then gradually over the course of a year, you get that extra 60. So now you have a full complete game with everything, with gunfight, party modes, ground war, cranked. Every game needs cranked. And by the time that you finally get it all done, it's time for the next game, and we restart that clock all over again. And so they can never properly innovate on top of stuff. They can never properly introduce brand new cool game modes because they're so busy bringing old game modes back in through the postseason, right? Like probably 10% of the new content, in post launch Call of Duty content, only 10% of that actually is new content. Genuinely. I don't think that that's an exaggeration to say that 90% of it is recycled. I guess outside of maps. Although, even with maps, I think it'd be pretty fucking close, right? Hold on a second. I'm going to pull up while this is going, and if it doesn't go, then it's whatever. MW2 Season 3 roadmap. I want to look at that roadmap again. Oh jeez, I have to make this bigger so I can read it on my end. April Fool's update. All graphics referred to COD 1 through 3 graphics. That'd be fucking awesome. Oh god, I can't just open the fucking roadmap. I have to save it. Good god. All right, this is lame. Hold on. Actually, can I share my screen? That'd be risky. All right, I'll just read out what's on the actual thing here. Season 3 brought in Cranked, which is a mode that already existed. Ground War Infected, which is a map that already existed. If you really want to be anal about it, Black Gold, Sadiq Cave Complex, and Rohan oil fields were all already in the game. The Intervention is a gun that has already existed in the franchise that is coming back. On the Warzone side, Plunder came back, which is a thing we already had. Massive Resurgence, correct me if I'm wrong, I think that also was already in the game in Warzone 1. New missions and workbench, that's all DMZ. Of course, that's all going to be brand new. Redeploy balloons are back. Again, back. UAV towers, perk packages, perks. I mean, lootable perks were already in Warzone 1. Deployable buy stations. New Gulag is a new Gulag. Credit where credit's due. I think legitimately looking at the roadmap, it is 75% of it is bringing new or old stuff back again, outside of the maps. Which, even if you want to get anal about the maps, let me look at Season 2 real quick. The Season 2 roadmap. And I apologize that you guys can't see this. Maybe next time I'll figure out how to get it working on OBS. But yeah, in Season 2, what did we get? Ranked play, which is a thing that already existed. Infected gun game grind, drop zone, all or nothing, and one in the chamber. 6 brand new game modes that I'm happy they brought back, but they're all brought back. Nothing. It wasn't new. The Hemlock, which I believe is just an ACR, correct me if I'm wrong, that's also another gun coming back. Also the dual katanas, a gun that's been in the game before, or a weapon that's been in the game before. Even Ronin is a character that's been in the game before. The maps, of course, we've memed a million times. The maps that season were Dome, which was a remake, Museum, which was in the beta, and then the two ground war maps, which were based off of Dome and Terminal and are already in the game. Like, all of the content is just catching shit up to where it was. So that's annoying. That's my expert thesis statement at the end of it. Shit's annoying. All right, looks like we're not getting Champion Hill. Kind of sucks, but oh well. I wasn't super looking forward to Champion Hill anyway. That's what we'll call it for today, I think. Thank you guys so much for watching this kind of this Monday stream. Don't usually stream on Mondays. Usually we do Wednesdays. And we still will be streaming on Wednesday. Not fully sure what that's going to be yet. We might do some gunfight. We might record that, what's it called? Record that gunfight map or gunfight video live on stream that I was talking about. We'll see. If not, I'm sure long shot grind or something we'll find in Modern Warfare 2. According to this poll, it looks like Call of Duty Ghosts won handedly, so we'll be doing that next Monday. Be on the lookout for that. And yeah, Himmelmat Expo is the first new DLC map, and it was great. Yeah, I agree. You know what? And actually, you and I on Twitter were talking about this earlier, I think. When like for a moment everyone thought that there was only gonna be 3 more DLC maps in the game before Charlie Intel had to set us all straight. I was thinking back and I was like, we just got the first one last season. Like 2 months ago we got the first one, and that was Himmelmat Expo. You're telling me that we're already done? Like, oh my god. It's still insane to me that 4 months after release we got the first actual DLC map. Like that's insane to me. It is good. It is nice at least that it's good. It's easier, more lucrative. I mean, is it though? I'm not going to go on the same rant. I'm sorry. But I can't imagine how it's more lucrative to have the same devs remake the same content every single year than just make it once. I don't know. Whatever. I'll see you guys later. Come back on Wednesday for a new stream. We might have a video before then. We'll see. And yeah, cool new videos are in the pipe. New tours. All that jazz. Follow me on Twitter, Discord, all that jazz. I'll see you guys later. Bye. If I can find where the live stream tab is. Okay. All right. Real this time. Bye.